Do you find yourself struggling with the church, primarily because you believe that the church is sexist? I get it. I understand because of the all-male clergy, because of the church's emphasis on the role of women and femininity and motherhood, because of the church's stance on abortion and contraception and other things. I think some people really struggle with that and they say, see, the church is sexist. But I think actually the opposite is true. Certainly the church is not perfect. We're made up of human beings, and so we could do better. But if you look in history, it is from within the Catholic Church that we find great leaders, women and men, arising. I think of the heads of hospitals and universities. Even before the secular world had female leadership in these roles, the Catholic Church especially had sisters and nuns and others who rose to that level of leadership. As well, Pope St. John Paul II has spoken about, in the past, he spoke about the feminine genius. I love that quote, that phrase, and that's kind of working its way into a lot of people's thinking these days, the feminine genius. We only have to look to the past to see how women especially have contributed, stood side by side with men in advances in technology and culture and arts, etc. And so the church does promote that and celebrates women. Back to the all-male priesthood, I understand that is a difficult thing for people, but it's not a negative toward women. That's not how the church looks at it at all. But instead, it's a continuation of what Jesus did. It is a way to build up the church and recognize certain gifts in certain people, the young, the old, men and women, etc. And so really, it's not anti-woman as much as it is pro-Catholic, pro-faith, and really trying to build up the faith. I love the fact that our church looks at both the masculine and feminine and asks the difficult questions. What is unique to each one and how are they complementary? In the beginning we read in Genesis, God created man and woman, male and female, he created them in his image and likeness. You can't have one without the other. They are complementary. And so I love the fact that the church does this. And it's difficult because I think the rest of our culture, our society would love to kind of just muddle things and say we're all equal, there's no distinction and all of that. But there is, and it's beautiful and it's mysterious and it's part of God's plan. I believe that the Catholic Church, instead of being anti-woman, really is pro-life, pro-people, pro-men and women. And we're trying to discern how God is calling us, women and men, to best follow him.